in the heart of a raging thunderstorm, where lightning cracked the sky like the gods themselves were furious, a tiny puppy named Max dangled from a crumbling cliff edge, his little paw scrabbling desperately against wet rock. Rain poured down in sheets, turning the world into a blurry nightmare of mud and thunder. Below him, the river roared like a monster ready to swallow him whole. And then, boom, the ground trembled. A shadow the size of a mountain rose from the trees. It was Kong, the colossal ape known to legends as the last of the Bigfoot guardians, his fur matted with rain, his eyes burning with a fierce, protective fire. But across the chasm, eyes glowing like hot coals, stood the Lion King, Leo, a massive golden lion with a mane like a crown of fire, roaring a challenge that shook the very mountains. "That pup is mine," Leo snarled. Kong beat his chest, the sound echoing like war drums. "Never." Hey everyone, if your pulse is already racing and you're leaning closer to the screen right now, do me a huge favor, smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. Turn on notifications so you never miss these epic, heart-pounding stories that remind us what true courage really looks like. We are just getting started, and trust me, this one's going to stay with you long after the final roar fades. Let's rewind a little, because every great battle begins with a quiet moment that changes everything. Deep in the misty jungles bordering the endless savanna, Kong had lived alone for years. He wasn't the angry beast humans whispered about in campfire stories. No. Kong was gentle. His massive hands, strong enough to uproot ancient trees, had once cradled baby monkeys who would fallen from their mothers. His heart, though hidden behind layers of thick black fur and battle scars, carried the ache of loss. Long ago, poachers had taken his family, his mate, his little ones, leaving him the last of his kind. He roamed the wilds as a silent protector, watching over the forest creatures from afar, never asking for thanks, never expecting friendship. The world called him Bigfoot, a myth, a monster. But to the animals who truly knew him, he was simply home. Then came the day that changed everything. It was during the worst monsoon the jungle had seen in decades. Rivers swelled into angry beasts. Trees snapped like twigs. Kong was patrolling the high ridges when he heard it, a faint, heart-breaking yelp carried on the wind. Not the roar of a predator. Not the scream of prey. Just a tiny, terrified cry. He followed it through sheets of rain until he found the source, a small golden retriever puppy, no more than 8 weeks old, washed downriver from some distant human village. The pup's collar had snapped, his fur was plastered to his shivering body, one ear was torn from thorns. He was clinging to a floating log that was moments from smashing against the rocks. Without a second thought, Kong leaped. His enormous body crashed into the torrent, muscles straining against the current. Water slammed into him like fists, but he pushed forward, one giant arm scooping the tiny creature just as the log splintered. The puppy, Max, looked up into those deep, ancient eyes and, instead of fear, something miraculous happened. He licked Kong's massive thumb. A single, trusting lick. In that instant, the lonely giant felt his broken heart crack open wider than the sky. For the first time in years, Kong wasn't alone. He carried Max back to his hidden cave high in the misty mountains, a sanctuary no human or lion had ever found. There, under the soft glow of bioluminescent moss, Kong built a warm nest of dried leaves and his own shed fur. He hunted the gentlest fruits and fish, chewing them into soft mush for the pup. Max, in return, filled the cave with playful yips and boundless energy. He'd chase Kong's tail for hours, tumbling between those tree trunk legs, then fall asleep curled against the ape's massive chest, rising and falling with every breath like a living lullaby. Kong would watch him for hours, whispering in the deep rumble that only forest creatures understood, "You're safe now, little one. No one will ever take you from me." The bond grew deeper than blood. Max taught Kong how to laugh again, real belly-shaking laughs that sent birds scattering from the trees. Kong taught Max courage, gently nudging him to climb small rocks, to face the dark corners of the cave without whimpering. They explored together at dawn, Max riding on Kong's broad shoulder like a tiny king, pointing with excited barks at butterflies and monkeys. The other animals whispered in awe. The elephants bowed their heads in respect. Even the skeptical panthers admitted, "The giant has found his heart." For weeks, life was perfect. Pure. Healing. But peace in the wild is never permanent. Word traveled fast across the savannah that the Lion King, Leo, had grown restless. Leo ruled the golden grasslands with an iron paw. His pride was the largest ever seen, 50 lions strong, and he believed the entire borderlands belonged to him by divine right. He had heard the legends of the giant ape who guarded the jungle. A myth, Leo scoffed to his generals. No creature dares challenge the Lion King. But when scouts reported that Kong had taken in a helpless puppy, a creature Leo viewed as weak, unworthy, and perfect for demonstrating dominance, something dark stirred in the lion's soul. Leo's motive wasn't hunger. It was pride. He wanted to prove that no outsider, no matter how large, could defy the natural order he had written. And the puppy? Max would be the perfect trophy. Leo would parade the tiny dog before his pride, force Kong to watch as the pup became just another symbol of the Lion King's power. "Bring me the pup," Leo commanded. "And if the ape interferes, we end the myth once and for all." The first challenge came at dusk. Lion scouts, sleek, scarred warriors, slipped into the jungle under cover of night. Kong sensed them long before they arrived. His nose caught their musky scent on the wind. He hid Max deep in the cave, covering the entrance with vines, and stepped out alone. 3 lions circled him, fangs bared. "The king demands the dog," their leader snarled. Kong didn't roar. He simply stood taller, knuckles dragging the earth, eyes calm but unyielding. When the first lion leaped, Kong caught him midair with one hand, gently but firmly tossing him into a thicket. The second charged, Kong sidestepped with surprising grace for his size and swatted him aside like a bothersome fly. The third tried to sneak past toward the cave, big mistake. Kong's roar finally erupted, a sound so deep and ancient it sent shockwaves through the trees. The lions fled, tails between their legs. But Kong knew this was only the beginning. That night, as Max trembled against him, the giant ape made a promise. "I will protect you with every beat of my heart, little brother. Even if it costs me everything." Max looked up, eyes shining with trust, and licked Kong's nose. In that moment, the ape understood, love isn't about size. It's about who you're willing to stand for. The challenges mounted like storm clouds. Food grew scarce as Leo's lions patrolled the borders, cutting off hunting grounds. Kong went days without eating so Max could stay strong. Then came the fire. Leo ordered his pride to burn a section of the jungle, forcing Kong into the open. Smoke choked the air. Max's little lungs wheezed. Kong wrapped the pup in wet leaves, carried him through flames that singed his own fur, and emerged on the other side coughing, eyes streaming, but still standing. "We're okay," he rumbled softly, cradling Max until the tremors stopped. The pup's whimpers broke something inside Kong. He realized he would rather die than see fear in those innocent eyes again. Word of Kong's bravery spread even to the humans on the far edge of the savannah. A young wildlife photographer named Aisha, who had grown up hearing Bigfoot legends from her grandfather, began leaving baskets of food near the jungle line. She never saw Kong, but she felt him watching. One dawn she left a small blanket stitched with stars. Max found it first, dragging it back to the cave like a treasure. Kong touched the soft fabric and felt, for the first time, that maybe the world wasn't entirely against them. Then came the day of the great confrontation. The sun bled red across the savannah as Leo issued his final challenge. He stood atop Pride Rock, a massive boulder at the jungle's edge, Mane glowing like molten gold, surrounded by his entire pride. His roar rolled across the plains, "Come out, ape. Face me for the pup, or watch the forest burn until nothing is left." Kong heard the call from miles away. Max pressed against his leg, tiny body shaking but refusing to hide. The ape knelt, cupping the puppy's face in his enormous hands. "Stay here, little one. This is my fight." But Max barked sharply, the first time he had ever argued, and nipped gently at Kong's finger. In that bark was a clear message: "We're family. We fight together." Kong's heart swelled with pride and terror. He lifted Max onto his shoulder and marched out of the jungle. The two titans met in the open valley where grass met trees, a battlefield chosen by fate. Leo circled slowly, muscles rippling under golden fur. "You are nothing but a relic," the lion sneered. "A lonely giant playing father to a flea. Hand over the pup and I may let you crawl back to your cave." Kong's response was simple. He beat his chest once, boom, and the ground cracked beneath his feet. The battle began. Leo was lightning, fast, agile, striking from every angle. His claws raked across Kong's thigh, drawing first blood. The pride cheered. Kong roared in pain but refused to drop Max. The puppy barked furiously from his shoulder, distracting the lion just enough for Kong to swing a mighty fist. The blow connected with Leo's shoulder, sending the Lion King tumbling across the grass. Dust exploded. The pride gasped. Back and forth they clashed. Leo leaped onto Kong's back, teeth sinking into the ape's shoulder. Kong spun, slamming the lion into a boulder that shattered on impact. Max tumbled safely into soft grass and immediately ran, not away, but toward the fight. The tiny puppy darted between the giant's legs, nipping at Leo's heels, drawing the lion's attention just long enough for Kong to recover. It was ridiculous. It was beautiful. A puppy the size of Leo's paw was helping turn the tide. The final moment came when Leo pinned Kong against a cliff, claws at the giant's throat. "Yield," the lion roared. "The weak have no place here." Kong's vision blurred from blood loss. He looked past Leo and saw Max, tiny, brave Max, standing on a rock, barking with everything he had, eyes full of love and fear and absolute faith. In that heartbeat, Kong remembered every night the puppy had slept against his chest, every playful tumble, every trusting lick. Strength surged through him, not from muscle, but from something deeper. With a roar that split the sky, Kong grabbed Leo by the mane and hurled him backward. The Lion King crashed into Pride Rock, the boulder cracking down the middle. Leo rose slowly, chest heaving, but the fire in his eyes had changed. He saw the puppy now standing protectively in front of the fallen giant, growling with a ferocity no one expected from something so small. The pride fell silent. Leo looked at Kong, at the blood, the exhaustion, the unyielding love in those ancient eyes, and for the first time in his reign, the Lion King felt something like respect. "You would die for a dog?" he asked quietly. Kong's answer was a single, rumbling word that carried across the valley: family. Leo lowered his head. Not in defeat, but in acknowledgement. "Take your pup and go," he said. "The borderlands are yours." The jungle belongs to the guardian who fights with heart. The pride bowed. The battle was over. Kong collapsed to one knee, wounds burning, but Max was already there, licking his face, whining softly, refusing to leave his side. The giant scooped the puppy into his arms and limped back toward the trees. Behind them, the sun broke through the clouds for the first time in days, painting the savannah gold. Aisha, watching from a distant ridge with her camera, captured the moment, Kong carrying Max home, the Lion King watching silently from Pride Rock. She smiled through tears. The world would see the truth tomorrow. In the weeks that followed, healing came slowly but surely. Kong's wounds scarred over, each one a story of courage. Max grew stronger, his bark deeper, his loyalty unbreakable. The two explored the now peaceful borderlands together, welcomed by both jungle and savanna creatures. Even Leo occasionally appeared on the horizon, nodding respectfully before vanishing into the grass. The lonely giant was lonely no more. And somewhere in a small village on the edge of the wild, Aisha developed her photos and told her grandfather, the legends were wrong. Bigfoot isn't a monster. He's the biggest heart the world has ever known. So here we are at the end of this epic journey, friends. Kong didn't win because he was the strongest. He won because he chose love over fear, protection over pride, and family over everything. Max taught us that even the tiniest voice can change the course of battle. And Leo reminded us that true kings aren't measured by how many they conquer, but by how many they choose to spare. No matter how big your problems feel, how small you think you are, or how alone the world makes you feel, remember this: the greatest power on earth is the courage to stand up for someone who needs you. Protect the innocent. Love without limits. And never, ever underestimate a gentle giant, or the puppy who believes in him. If this story touched your heart even half as much as it touched mine while telling it, please drop a like right now. It helps more people discover these tales. Subscribe and ring the bell so we can keep bringing you emotional adventures that remind us why stories matter. Comment below, who would you fight for? Your answer might just inspire the next epic story. Thank you for watching. Until the next roar echoes through the wild, stay brave, stay kind, and remember, you're never truly alone when you have someone to fight for. The end.